Get rich fast with csgofast.com.
WESG Day 3 is here, and already a couple matches behind us. Obviously, GODSENT now out of the tournament, but making it to the finals, at least with the win against Astralis earlier today. I guess we have to address the elephant in the room at first. Obviously, very underwhelming display since the creation. 2 months with really no results to show. Yeah, any kind of comment on that? Like, kind of an explanation, I guess, from your side.
Yeah, the explanation. If I knew the explanation, I guess we would have been better. But I think the main issue is that we didn't really think from scratch. Like, basically, when we started the team, we took a lot from our old teams, like from the old GODSENT and from the old Fnatic lineup. We didn't really form a new thing, like this is what we're gonna do and blah blah. So I think first off that was a mistake, and then also like we expect so much more. That's, I don't know. It's a really strange feeling actually, because we expect it. We expect so much more, and we just can't really do it. Combined with, I mean, I would lie if it doesn't hurt us that we have to play like all these open qualifiers and play against teams that we feel are not on our level, because I don't mean to be rude, but we expect ourselves to be at a way higher level. So losing against teams like that just makes us, it hits our confidence way harder than losing against a top team, for example. So I don't know, like if I had the explanation, we would have fixed things, but we are glad that we managed to qualify here, because things didn't look good. I'm gonna be honest. We started to play better on pracs before this, but then going into this, I think it was too short of time. Like we need more time. That's also something I think affects us. That we went to a LAN, we did really poor. We go home instantly, keep pracking, go to another LAN like too short prac time, and do a poor result. Go home, like our confidence is at zero, you know. But yeah, we're just gonna go home, keep grinding, and we're gonna do like a big boot camp and try to fix as much things as possible. And we're here to like do our best and try everything, because we don't want to mix anything up like lineup wise or anything like that if we feel like we haven't done everything. So you're gonna stick around with us for quite some more time.
All right. So do you think you just put too much pressure on yourselves from the get-go, really? Because it is kind of a new lineup, really. It's 3+2, even though you played with Pronax, but there's still. Yeah, I want to ask about Snyder as well, because he's like, obviously you've played with him before, like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, but he's changed over that time, and he was the kind of the carry player in GODSENT before, but now that he came into this lineup, he obviously has to change. His role had to change. So do you think you're kind of like still figuring out where to fit him specifically, or the roles in general?
Yeah, I feel like we're just trying to figure out the roles more in general. We have good players in all positions, but we just need to make it good together, you know. For example, me, Crims, and Flasher, we come from a team that we have played with for like 2-3 years. Everything we do in game, we think someone is gonna react to it, like, because we played so long time with Olof, for example, that we knew that when we did this, he does that, and now we think that when we do this will happen, but we need to understand that it is not that way. And yeah, I just think that we need to understand that it's not going to be easy, and we're ready to work hard. But yeah, it's really tough for us actually.
Right. So touching on this event, you obviously had a very hard time at the group stage. You barely made it out. You had that one close game with the Hungarians that really made the difference. Sorry. Kind of. What happened in the group stage, really? Because there were games that you were supposed to win, and like this one specific game against Ukraine, you picked Nuke, which I guess was a very big surprise to everyone. So kind of the thinking behind that?
Like, once again, I feel like, for example, in the old lineup, the Fnatic lineup, we used to roll these teams, you know? Yeah. And now we're not doing it anymore, and now we're starting to think too much when we play these lower teams, if you get me, like teams that we should be way better than, so that we start to think like we treat them like they are a top team, you know. While, for example, in Fnatic, we treat them like they were a bad team, you know. We just ran them over. That's how we play. And now we treat them like a top team, and we do expect them to do stuff when we do something. Like if we throw this smoke, they're gonna do this because that's how good teams react. And then it doesn't happen, and we just mind fuck ourselves, I would say, a lot. And yeah, we have a lot to work on. But as I said, I'm very happy that we managed to qualify because it looked very grim.
Right. So do you think it's all about confidence, really? Because like you said, you suddenly just expect these teams that shouldn't be on the level that you expect them to be, and yeah, you expected too much from them. Is that it?
Yeah, I think we expect too much from our opponents, and we expect like too much from ourselves. We need to understand that players is not going to react the way we want to react instantly, because we are a new team, and yeah, we have played in the same team for 3 years. It's really hard.
Right, you touched on qualifying, obviously from that game with Astralis. Very, very awful start. On Dust 2, very, very one-sided. But then on Mirage, 13-2, and then that big switch happened. Was that like mental fortitude from you? Was that like a breakdown from Astralis? What do you think what it was?
People are most likely gonna take it all on, like take it away and just put it on Astralis. But I think we didn't do it easy for them, and I think, yeah, it was a very, very amazing, important game for both teams. So I don't know actually, but I think it was a mix of both, because we didn't make it easy for them.
Right. So next up, Dignitas. I guess I think a lot of people kind of thought that, or started to believe in you, because that start, A0 started at the beginning, and then you kind of crumbled, and yeah, it's kind of tough to see that. So what happened in that game after that point, after that A0?
I think it was, I don't know, it was really strange feeling going from that big stage match, you know, versus Astralis. We were so pumped up, and then like when we're done, we were like very hungry and stuff like that, and then admin comes and say like, you're gonna go live in 25 minutes against Dignitas, and it's like, oh shit, we need to refocus, and it's really hard. But I'm not gonna blame that, because we have showed so poor results that it can't be blamed on that solely. But I think that affected us. But yeah, that 8-0 lead, we started to do a lot of mistakes, and we got kind of tilted, I guess. But I guess once again, because we did a good showing against Astralis, we expected more of ourselves going into Dignitas, expecting us to maybe win it and expecting us to go further. So we are just making it harder for ourselves, I would say, right now.
So talking about those mistakes, I want to touch on the couple of 1v2s that I think Magic Boy did, especially the first one in the last round of the first half, if I'm not mistaken, on Mirage. Yeah, do you have any comment on that? Do you remember what that round was?
Yeah, I remember. Like, I think Flusha should have killed him with the Deagle, but I don't know. Like sometimes right now in the game, I don't know if it's like since they changed the rating system, it feels like a lot of shots go missing, and I don't know, the hitbox registrations feels really off sometimes. But once again, we can't really blame that, because we have done so much poor stuff. So I guess we just need to play more and work harder.
All right. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you're going to have quite a big break from tournaments now, like about a month. I think iBuyPower is your next event, if I'm not mistaken, or is it something else? Okay, iBuyPower, that's in more than a month, if I'm not mistaken. It's like in mid-November or something like that. So, what will you focus on over the next month? What do you think is the biggest thing you need to fix?
Fix the roles, play more Counter-Strike, like find the love of the game again. I think all of us like kind of got into it again in that Astralis game. Like, I think that game will be really, really important for us going forward, because we found that love for Counter-Strike again that it feels like we have been missing lately. So we need to figure out the roles, find the love for the game again, and just play, because yeah, we need to grind basically. That's what we have to do, and we have planned a 1-week boot camp in like 2 weeks or so. So yeah, we're just gonna try to fix it, get our shit together.
Yeah, just touching on that, on the boot camp, because with Fnatic you were kind of famous for not having a boot camp, because you for some reason you just didn't like to do it. It didn't help you. Why do you think it's going to be different this time?
Because this time we actually need it. Back in Fnatic we didn't really ever need it, even if we at one point needed it. I don't know, like we had it was so easy for us, the game, you know. It like we forgot why it was easy, I think, and I think that kind of bite us in the ass in the end, because yeah, we had too easy winning that we forgot how we actually won and stuff like that.
All right, thank you very much. Any final message, any shout-outs?
Thanks for all the fans out there supporting us, and thanks for all the memers with the HomeSent and all this. And yeah, we appreciate all the support, and we hope we can come back stronger soon.
All right, thank you very much again. So that was JW from day 3 at WESG. Stay tuned to HLTV.org as we're going to come back with more content from Kiev in the future. So yeah.